In this video, I'm going to show you a Roku trade, a one-day Roku trade for which I knocked down some $800. You're going to like that trade, and I think you're going to learn something. But first, I'm going to share with you a story about this YouTube channel and why we keep coming back every single week, sharing with you my stories in the hopes that you'll learn something. Stick around. I know you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome back, everyone. It is time for another red-hot covered call video. Well, hey, look, we're back at it. I'll tell you what, this past week has been absolutely amazing. Look, we're using the covered call strategy in this stock market that's going sideways to higher. I'll tell you what, man, it is an absolute beautiful day when you could write a one-day covered call and knock down over $800. Now, that's what I'm going to show you today, but I'll tell you what, it's about the story, not necessarily the $800 in one day. I'm going to share with you my trade. I'm going to let you see the world through my eyes because when this happened, it happened so quick. I acted so fast and confidently. Unbelievable. The very next day, I'm knocking down $800 in one day. A lot of people want to hear about it. Over on my Facebook page, I posted up, and absolutely everybody says, you have to talk about that $800 Roku trade. Well, I'm going to do that today, but it's about the story, not necessarily the money. Now, with that said, there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get to that trade. Now, this is amazing, okay? If you've been with my channel from the very beginning, you know that the reason I created this channel was to do a couple videos for my mentor, Jerry, my best friend, Jerry. I wanted to show him a trade that I did. We talked every day at the gym, man. He mentored me. I feel that he changed my financial life. I always tell you, find that one trusted friend that you can talk to. I mean, you could really talk the stock market. That changed my life. He mentored me. He helped me through the process. He answered all those silly questions. And I'll tell you what, he made me feel as if those were the most important questions I would ever ask in my life. Jerry is a friend. Jerry's my mentor, but I'll tell you what, I think about him every day. And in fact, today, I'm going to see Jerry. We're going to have a little social distancing on his front patio. I'll tell you what, man, I'm looking forward to it. I am jacked up. Now, fast forward to where we are today. We now have 5,000 YouTube subscribers. When I did my very first video, man, I literally had a dollar store microphone. I slapped it on. I told Jerry about my trade and I posted up the video. Next thing you know, I'm getting people liking the video, subscribing to the channel, emailing me saying, look, man, give us more video content. Because the reality is the gurus are out there, right? Those websites are out there putting out content to get you to buy something. Nobody is out there truly wanting to motivate you to have success. And that was my goal, man. That's what drove me because I got emails from people from all over the world saying, man, you changed my financial life. Yeah, I listen to all those gurus, videos, DVDs, books. But at the end of the day, man, I wait for your video. Largely because I know you're a guy just like me, right? You're working the 9 to 5. You got a family, man. You got ends to meet. And that motivated me to continue doing this channel. I'll never forget. I love Jerry. Jerry told me a couple years ago, John, why do you put so much time and effort into what you're doing online? You can truly take all that time and double the money you're making now. But you know, I told Jerry this, man. There is one guy out there. There's one guy or gal out there that got their head in their hands, man. They want somebody to motivate them, right? They feel like a loser or they might not be able to make the ends meet, whether it be now or in retirement. I want to be that motivation or inspiration to them. Now look, nobody is going to click the buy and sell button for us. We need to be accountable for that. But see, when the gurus and the websites and the $500 monthly packages of 3 trading patterns, blah, 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 get you to maybe the 30-yard line, my goal here on the channel was to show you my trades. We talk about them, so maybe you learn something, to get you so close, so comfortable that you do it. Because I know, talking stocks for the past 35 years, you have to be motivated and inspired to play this game. Right? I'm passionate about it. So for me, I don't need any motivation. But I know there's a lot of people out there that look at the stock market as if they're learning a second language. But see, they still need to get there. They know they're not going to be able to buy a real estate property and have real estate monthly income coming in. They know they're not going to be able to create a business, right? They're not entrepreneurial to create a business. It's the stock market that's going to set them free. Because one, you don't have to have that much capital. Two, you can do it from a laptop, literally in the Bahamas. And it offers us the ability to play in the big game where big game money could be made. See, for me, I look at the stock market as the only way to really make wealth. See, I don't have $1 million to buy a property. I don't have that great next idea to be a millionaire entrepreneur. But you know what I do have? I have my experience. I have all the free YouTube content to learn a strategy that is tried and true, that has been around since the beginning of the stock market. So for me, what I have to learn is this selling premium strategy. And when I learn it, I can profit from it. And I'll tell you what, last year I showed you all my trades. I had one bad trade. You know, they say 90% of all home traders lose money. Yeah, I know. I was that guy, right? 5 years ago, 10 years ago, man, I tried to swing trade, day trade, never had success. And in fact, that's when Jerry reached out his hand and helped me. He showed me the way, man. He said, look, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm going to show you how I generate money in retirement. And if you don't know the story of Jerry and me, I want you to go to my website, ctpdashboard.com. Scroll down. It's our story. It's my motivation as to why this channel exists. And I'll tell you what, he's my inspiration and motivation. Absolutely love calling him up, talking about some trades that I've done. In fact, today we're going to talk about that Roku trade. So look, let's go ahead and get to this. If you like what you're hearing, I want you to subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, if you like this video today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is this. I'm saying thank you because last week I asked you to bang that like button. Give me 100 likes and look at that, man. Absolutely love it. I don't think you folks understand, man. This is a passion. I love when you give me the feedback. You bang the like button. I know it seems silly, right? But most YouTubers put out content from their heart, right? And they want that feedback, right? They love the comments. They love the like button being hit. Man, it absolutely jacks me up to come back next week and give you a brand new red hot cover call video. And that's right, 5,000 subscribers, absolutely blows my mind. Love it. Want to say thank you. Want to always appreciate you coming back watching the videos. We got a couple milestones happening here. Look at the overall number. I asked my wife just yesterday, how many years has it been since the middle of 2016? She sort of laughed and said, man, hey, Mr. Numbers Guy, that's 4 years. 4 years I have made damn near $200,000. You know that is cover call premium with stock appreciation. A lot of you ask me, well, how do you come up with that number? And I've said this from day one. If I buy a stock that I'm going to write a covered call, I use that stock to write the covered call. We record the profit and loss. And that's how it works. I've chiseled off some of my portfolio. We use that to sell premium. I write covered calls, I sell cash secure puts. And when I buy a stock, like I did last month with Facebook, when I buy the stock and I write the covered call and my shares are taken away, the trade is closed. And when the trade is closed, I make both the stock appreciation and the covered call premium. Now, that $189,000 can be just premium alone or maybe even a stock that has been taken away from me. And it's also when I lose money. See, that number is a running total from the current year over the past 4 years. So that number isn't just wins. A lot of people think it's just wins. It's not. It's wins and losses. That number is tied to all of my spreadsheets. Okay, so let's get to this Roku trade. So over the past 3 weeks, I've done videos where I talk about 3 of my favorite covered call writing stocks. I gave you 3 more great covered call stocks. I give you reasons why they're great covered call stocks. And to be honest with you, every single stock I've traded. And that's the important thing here. We need to understand the stocks we're buying because it's a golden rule. We have to want to own the stock, right? Because if the stock falls, man, I'm left holding the bag. And Roku was one that I wanted to own. Late last year, I bought Roku at about 140, man. I was knocking down the big profits. Man, Roku pays some $15 for a 30-day covered call. I was loving it, right? Well, sure enough, when the markets crashed, Roku crashed. I think Roku hit the 70s at one point. And I'll tell you what, man, had I not wanted to own Roku, believe the story of Roku, man, I would have lost sleep. Now, with that said, I have experience. I've been down on Alibaba as much as 30 and 40 bucks, didn't sweat it. Because one, I have experience. Two, I do my due diligence. I know what I'm getting into. I have my expectations. But I'll tell you what, the last checkbox I always check when I do my due diligence for buying a new stock, if it falls 20 or 30%, am I willing to hold it? And in the case of Roku, I'll be honest, I don't know if I wanted to own it if it fell 30%. But that March sell-off happened so fast, man, I had to have a plan, had to execute the plan, and that's what I did. Luckily, we got a V bounce on the stock market, and we were able to rally up back near the 80s, 90s, and 100s. And I didn't feel so bad then. Well, fast forward, and I'm going to show you the chart here, how Roku has really rallied, but I want to show you the trade real quick. So on Thursday, May 7th, Roku is flying high because Roku has earnings May 8th. And with all of the online streaming stocks flying off the shelf, I think Netflix is at all-time highs. Roku is going to give a good number. Well, that's when I took advantage of a Roku that's trading near what I think is its short-term high. So when it's trading at its short-term high towards the end of the trading day, Roku's trading at 137.50. I write a 137 covered call, getting paid $8.20. You could see it right there. So the expiration is literally one day. We're really playing the directional move of their earnings report. Now let's go ahead and check the chart here because I'm going to show you why I knew Roku was going to sell off. Now look, if you made it this far in the video, then I know you're interested. And the reason I show you this one-day Roku cover call and talk about it is because I know a lot of you want to generate that weekly income, right? You like the monthly, but you want the weekly. And I would tell you this on weeklies. What I like to do on weeklies, I love to research my stock on a Wednesday, buy the stock on Thursday. But see, I'm going to write the weekly covered call, the next Friday's covered call, because you get a little bit of time value, just enough time value when you buy the stock on Thursday, write the next Friday's covered call to make it interesting. See, I've done that many times where I bought Microsoft on Monday because I've watched all the gurus' videos where they'll buy a stock on Monday, write the Friday covered call, and then they repeat and rinse, right? What I noticed, I would get a little bit more. And on weeklies, I'm really looking to make 1%. If I can make 1% on a covered call trade on a weekly, I'm doing good. And that's what I used to do with Microsoft, Nike, Bristol Myers. I'm just looking for 1%. And we're going to repeat and rinse, right? And we might even have 3 or 4 stocks doing this every single week. But what I would do, I would buy the stock on Thursday, write the next Friday's expiration to get a little more time value. Because sometimes that time value could be as much as 50 cents. So back when I was playing Microsoft, Bristol Myers, and Nike, man, a 1 week covered call might pay 50 cents. So for me, $100 crumb was where I wanted to be, man. That was my wheelhouse because if I made $100 here, $100 there, all of a sudden we're talking real money. Well, in the case of this Roku trade, no. We got the volatility, the hyper volatility of Roku having earnings. We have the fact that all the streaming companies are flying off the shelf. Wall Street is anticipating some great numbers here. I absolutely know my shares could be taken away if Wall Street likes Roku's numbers. Don't get me wrong. I would hate that if Roku rockets to 150. But remember, I've owned Roku for a long time and my cost basis is much lower than the 137 at the money strike that I write. So if my shares are taken away, that's fine. I collect the money. I collect the premium. I have 3 other stock trades that I'm thinking about right now, many of them being the covered call with the dividend capture strategy. Love that strategy, man. I feel like I'm double dipping the profits. So if my 100 shares of Roku right now are taken away, not a problem. But man, to be able to collect an additional 8 points, this is unreal. Imagine that. I write the at the money 137. They're paying me $8 for that. So what are they really paying me? For 1 day, I'm getting $137 plus $8, knocking down some serious cash on cash gains for 1 day. Now let's look at the chart. So as you can see, Roku has been destroyed. It did not make Wall Street happy. And to be honest with you, I had a hunch that was the case, and I'll tell you why. Look at this rally. This rally is from towards the end of March, right? So this stock has been rallying some 37 points from the bottom. And I'll tell you what, Wall Street was looking for any peel off. Look at all that green. And in fact, when I wrote the covered call, Roku is up 11 points on the day. Wall Street is looking to take profits. And I'll tell you what, man, not all streaming companies are equal. And Roku's sort of the black sheep in the family, man. Every time they come out with news, Wall Street will rally them, but then they'll sell them off. I don't know, man. They are not in the same class as Netflix or Disney with their Disney Plus. They're in their own class, and Wall Street will rally them up and sell them off. And with that tremendous rally, look at that. I'm sitting there thinking this thing has absolutely broken out, and Wall Street now is going to take some profits. Does not mean that Roku does not find its way above 150 in the coming weeks. I just have a hunch they're going to sell off earnings. And that's why I did the trade. Look at this short window of Roku. It rallies off of 80, spikes all the way to 120, 130, trades a little sideways because the market is trading sideways. Then it punches out because the market's rallying like 300, 400 points every single day. And of course, with earnings coming out, with earnings being right here, and Wall Street thinking this thing is going to report great earnings because every other streaming company is, I'll tell you, they rallied it 11 points on Thursday afternoon. Really, I'm just going to play the idea that Wall Street will sell the news. And sure enough, man, that's what they did. Wall Street sold this sucker off. This thing was down as much as $15 in aftermarket with a strike price of 137. There was no way they were going to take my shares because Roku wasn't going to finish above 137. And sure enough, that's what happened. The trade expired worthless. Roku did not hit 137. I pocket $8.20 per share. Had 100 shares. That's $820 in less than one day. This is what you could be doing. Trust me, if you learn it, get your experience, you can do these kinds of trades. Now look, I'm going to leave it right there for this week. I'm telling you what, you get your financial education, get your experience, I'll tell you, you'll feel comfortable, and then you'll do it. I know a lot of you out there do not want to do those riskier trades, and I get it. But I showed you over the past 3 weeks how you could write covered calls on great companies like Bristol Myers, 3M, Facebook, creating some nice monthly income, generating income in retirement, living the good life, paying some bills. You can do it. And I'll tell you what, absolutely love when you share with me your stories. Now look, I want you to go to Facebook. Follow my page, ctpdashboard.com. We're going to be doing some Zoom conference calls. I'm going to be doing some meet and greets on my Facebook page. So I want you to be a part of it. All you have to do is go to facebook.com, search CTP Dashboard, and follow my page. You'll be a part of it. You'll be able to hear some stories and ask me some questions. Hey, look, I'm not a guru on the hill, but you have some questions and you want an active trader to give you insight into my world because it helps you, it motivates you, and I'll tell you what, you want the same success. So look, to begin your journey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to the channel. It's right there and it's free. And hey, look, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. And I'd love to see another 100 likes. Jacks me up every time you bang that like button. I wish you the very best in trading. Be safe, be happy, most importantly, be lucky. And until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable. Now, if you haven't checked out what the upgraded CTP dashboard is all about, I want you to go to my page, CTP Dashboard, click on Upgraded CTP Dashboard, see if there's anything there that you think will up your game. What I'll tell you is this, recently my charts of the week have absolutely been knocking it down. In fact, my most recent chart with Home Depot, unbelievable buying opportunity. Hey, look, I don't make predictions, I don't make recommendations, but when you look at the charts and then you act on that, right, you have your financial education, you've done your homework, the charts are telling you a story, and then you act on it, man, it's a great opportunity to have success. So if any of that interests you, just go over to the website, check out the upgraded CTP dashboard.